day everyone, I am Angel Angelo de la Cruz. So now I'm going to discuss the common mechanical injuries. But first, what is common mechanical injuries? So the most common mechanical equipment injuries are to hands and fingers, which may be cut, sprained, dislocated, broken, crushed, or cut by machinery or by tools. So eye injury can be caused by heat or radiation or by objects thrown from moving mechanical parts. So there are four major common mechanical injuries. So first we have abrasion. When we say abrasion, meaning the surface layer of the skin or yung ating tinatawag na epidermis has been broken. So thin skin, bony areas like yung ating mga knees, yung ating mga ankles, yung ating mga elbows are more prone to abrasion than thicker, more padded areas. The scraped skin of an abrasion can contain particles of dirt. So like for example, imagine you are welding a metal part and you're not wearing your PPE. So a small piece of metal called a spatter flies off the grinding wheel and hits your skin. And this is cause a scratch or a scrape on your skin, which is an abrasion. So, paano nga ba natin ginagamot yung ating mga abrasion? Or how is an abrasion treated? So, treatment for abrasion is proper wound care. You can do this at home by first, i-wash natin yung ating wound gently with soap and water. The second one, using tweezer to remove any visible debris like pebbles, use caution before removing any debris. So, if your wound naman contains a lot of debris like multiple or large pieces of gravel or grass, visit to emergency room or ER and don't try to remove the debris on your own. Kasi, mas delikado siya para sa atin. Next, apply ointment to the abrasion to prevent infection. Since ngayon, yung ating mga antibiotic is hindi na nire-recommend ng ating mga doktor. Next, covering your wound with a bandage or wound dressing. Small abrasion like a linear abrasion less than 2 inches may not need bandage due to the size. So kapag mga deep, ganyan lang ang kailangan nating i-bandage. Next, cleaning and covering the wound daily until it heals is important. Like for example, use a new bandage each time para mas masigurado natin na malinis. Next, we have contusion. So, a contusion, also known as bruises, or sa Tagalog, tinatawag po natin siyang pasa. It is a mechanical term or an injury where small blood vessels are damaged, causing blood to leak into surrounding tissues. So, this leakage results in discoloration of skin, swelling, and potentially pain and tenderness. Contusion are typically caused by direct blow or impact. So, most bruises usually heal within 2 weeks. So, the healing process involves the bruise changing color as the body breakdowns the blood that leak into the tissue. So, initially, bruises appear red or pink, turn bluish purple or black, and eventually fading to green, yellow, and finally to a light brown or yellow color before disappearing or before mawala yung ating mga pasa. So may iba't iba siyang kulay habang gumagaling siya, may process siya. And then, yung process na yon is nagkakaroon tayo ng discoloration sa ating mga skin or yung pagbabago-bago ng kulay ng ating mga pasa hanggang sa mawala na siya. Let's say for example, habang nagpupukpok tayo ng ating metal frame, accidentally nahulog yung martilyo sa ating paa. And there's no wound or there's no abrasion in the skin. But nagkaroon siya ng contusion or yung tinatawag nating bruise. Namaga siya, nagkaroon siya ng discoloration, naging red. Noong unang day, naging red, naging pink, hanggang sa maging bluish purple, hanggang sa maging green, hanggang sa maging light brown, and until mawala ang ating bruises. So yung ating mga bruises, tumatagal lang po siya ng 1 to 2 weeks. So, paano nga po ba natin gagamutin yung ating mga contusion or yung ating mga pasa? So, mostly po sa atin, hindi na natin ginagamot yung ating mga pasa since ang perception po ng iba sa atin is mawawala din naman. So, how to treat a contusion? Para mas mabilis siyang gumaling. So, you may follow the RICE protocol. Ano nga po ba yung tinatawag nating RICE protocol? So, RICE stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. So, first one, rest the injured area to avoid further damage. Second one is apply ice pack for 15 to 20 minutes several times a day to reduce swelling and pain. And the third one is compress the area with a bandage to minimize swelling or yung pamamaga. And the last one is elevate the area above your heart to aid in blood drainage. And kung gusto nyo po, you may also consider over-the-counter pain relievers like yung ating mga acetaminophen or yung ating mga ibuprofen. And that's all.
Good day everyone, I am Shaina Calderon. So for today's video, I will discuss laceration, fracture, and dislocation. So first, what is laceration? Laceration is a deep cut or tear in the skin. It can be happen from the sharp object like knife, metal, and glass. Ang laceration ay hindi siya gasgas lamang or tinatawag na abrasion. Ito ay mas malalim at maraming dugo din ang lumalabas dito sa laceration. So, like for example, sa isang construction site, may isang magagawa na nagka-cut ng mga metal gamit ang grinder. So, galakat siya, tapos bigla siyang natison. And then, aksidenteng tumama yung braso niya doon sa matulis na metal na nag-cause ng laceration and napunit yung balat, naglabas ng maraming dugo. So, paano ba natin siya i-treat? Paano ba natin siya gagamutin? So, like for example, sa isang construction site, may isang magagawa. So first, stop the bleeding. Use clean cloth or bandage to press firmly on the wound. Apply the pressure until the bleeding slow down or stop. Next, clean the wound or lacerations. Once the bleeding has stopped, it's time to clean. So rinse the wound with cool running water to wash away dirt. Use mild soap around the wound. And next, avoid using alcohol hydrogen peroxide directly in the wound. So first, stop the bleeding. Use clean cloth or bandage to press firmly on the wound. Monitor the sign of infection. Reminder, first aid for laceration is about stopping the bleeding, cleaning the wound, and preventing infection. Second, fracture. Fracture happens when the bone in the body cracks or breaks. This can be caused by something like falling, getting hit, or putting too much pressure on the bone. Some fractures are mild and severe. So, second, fracture. Fracture happens when the bone comminuted fracture. Dito naman ay ito yung yung buto na nabiyak na kung saan ay hindi lang dalawa. Marami siyang nahati. Nahati siya sa madami. Fractures is usually caused by trauma, osteoporosis, overuse fractures. So next is dislocation. So ito ay isang serious injury na kung saan ay nadi-disalign yung bone niya, 'di ba? Like for example, halimbawa ako, nadulas ako and then naitukod ko yung kamay ko. Ngayon, etong bone na to, 'di ba, may bone tayo dito. Napunta siya dito. So, dislocate na siya. Ibig sabihin, hindi na tama yung linya or yung pinaglalagyan ng bones. So, these examples of dislocation. So, mga karaniwan ng bahagi ng katawan na dislocates. So, first is balikat, siko, syempre yung daliri, balakang, tuhod, tsaka yung ankles na tinatawag. So, ano nga ba yung mga dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon ng dislocation? Una, pagbagsak, pagdulas, aksidente, or injury sa sports, di ba? Syempre, ano ba yung mga dapat nating gawin? So, syempre, kailangan, here's the possible na bahagi ng treatment plan. So, first is manual reduction. Kung dislocation naman yung nangyari, means, kailangan ibalik ng doktor yung buto sa tamang pwesto gamit ang kamay. Hindi pwede na kung sino lang. Dapat ay professional. Next, pwede siyang lagyan ng splint or sling para sa dislocated joint. Yung ginagamit para hindi siya gumalaw. Yung kulay blue. Ayan. Yung kulay blue siya nakaganon. So, syempre, this is part of the process na sa pagpapagaling. So, next is cast or brace. Ito naman yung simento na talagang ibig sabihin ay severe na yung nangyari sa'yo. So, kailangan simentohin para umayos ulit yung buto. Next is surgery operation. Kailangan operahan at i-reposition ulit yung buto. Ayun, kailangan ng surgery Next is orthopedic rehabilitation. So, kapag gumaling na yung buto or gumaling ka na, syempre, hindi naman agad doon nagtatapos yung pagpapagaling mo. So may mga naapektuhan pa din na ibang muscle, kaya kailangan magte-therapy ka pa din. So, last is, not all the patients receive the same treatments. The care plan depends on the type, severity, or of the injury. That's why it's important to have the proper medical check-up and evaluation to ensure the right treatment is given. Nung ako, kapag ba pagdating sa bone, we have a first aid. So yes, we have, syempre. So, first aid is still important, especially before the patient gets to the hospital. Pero tandaan natin, first aid is not the final treatment, lalo na kapag may kinalaman sa bone. So, first, yung gagawin natin, immobilize the injury area. Huwag natin galawin. Next, mag-apply ng ice para maiwasan yung masyadong pamamaga o malesan yung pamamaga. Next, keep the person calm. Next, do not try to realign the bone. Huwag pilitin ibalik ng maayos yung nabaling buto. So, hayaan natin yung doktor na gumawa kung ano yung dapat. So, next, call for a medical help immediately. So, dalhin agad natin siya sa ospital.